Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at Tesla. Yesterday we talked about Tesla being right in the middle of the range of this nice daily uptrend, and with the indecision in the market today in SPY, double top near the all-time highs, holding hourly support, and then a nice strong close. It's really an indecisive market, and that's really reflected in the daily candlestick that we see on Tesla. So a lot of what's going to happen tomorrow is going to be dictated by whether or not we get a triple top and rejection on the overall market on the S&P or SPY or SPY, whatever you want to call it. If that hits a triple top and pulls back, we should likely see that follow through on Tesla as well. Good news about that, if that does happen, is we're right in the middle of our range and we have an opportunity for the overall market to catch its breath and cool off before Tesla would perhaps fall outside of this nice pattern. Let's update our chart here. We've got a new higher low that we can look at as well. And we're still in control for the bulls, moving nicely inside this pattern. And ultimately, we need to look at what's going on inside this nice daily candlestick to get an idea of what to expect for tomorrow based solely on the information we have here. So, big sell-off in the morning. Then we have the bulls answering back for a high of 241.50, and then they give it all back, and that's how we get our doji. So we have a couple of levels that we can look for pre-market tomorrow, and a early morning support perhaps at 237.56. That's our hourly support on Tesla. And for the bulls to keep this nice uptrend and actually retake this hourly trend because they knocked out their hourly higher lows, still setting hourly higher highs, we need to reset another hourly higher high over 241.50. So those levels, I think tomorrow morning will give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. The first one to break is going to be the likely direction for the bulls in the short-term future. Not a lot to say about Tesla. Indecision candlesticks are exactly that. The market does not know what it wants to do yet. And when the market isn't making a decision or moving clearly in a direction, we stay back and we wait for the market to tell us what it's going to do. And that's it for today on Tesla. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, checking in on Apple again. Bit of a red day on Apple, and we're currently holding that daily trend line support. If the overall market goes bear tomorrow, there's a good chance that Apple is going to break this daily trend, and we will start looking for some trend changes and some new direction based on that movement. Now remember, when you break a trend, you're not necessarily going bearish. You can go sideways, you can go down, you can go slightly at a different angle up. All we know is that something has changed and the overall trend is going to change. We got to figure out what exactly that is. That has not happened yet. We're still in this daily uptrend. Now let's take a look at today's action to try and determine when we could have found the weakness and what the first signal of weakness might have been. And I think that's most clearly indicated on the 5-minute chart today. And we have this early morning range, quick volatility from 204.39 to 203.10. And I'm going to go and mark those out because they become important levels for us. Let's go and check those out. So we have our early initial range, and it's nice to have the big range like this because it gives you some key levels to work from. In the sense that we have our dip, we hold the low of the day, 203.33, we come up, we set a lower high under 204.39 by a few cents. So the fact that you get up close to that but don't actually get to touch it or go through it, that suggests that there's more bearish pressure pushing us down and causing a little bit of a concern for bulls. Then we get a new higher low, 203.89 on the 5-minute time frame. That's a good thing. But we don't get a higher high. 204.25 is a lower high, and we start to see weakness. Then we lose 203.89, confirming that 5-minute downtrend. We come down, we lose 203.33, and then we knock out the low of the day, and things really start dumping from there. So the real key here is when we lost this 5-minute uptrend, okay? So 203.33, we get a lower high. That's suspect. This is okay, 203.89, but when we fail to set a new higher high on the 5-minute time frame, confirming that 5-minute downtrend, this is when things go sideways, and we knock out 203.89, confirming it, and it's all downhill from there. So watching these time frames is very, very crucial for how we are trading at TheChartGuys, and a lot of what we do is just based on this sort of action. What is the 5-minute momentum telling us, and how does that carry over into other time frames? So on the daily for Apple, again, to reiterate that position, very close to support levels on this trend. If we have a red day on SPY tomorrow, likely we're going to see a break of that, in which case we're going to look for support on the daily time frame at 198.41. If we have a good day tomorrow, we got to get over those key levels. 204.39 is going to be a major resistance for us, and then we're back on the march toward the potential, should we get there tomorrow, around 207.50, something like that. Anyway, that's it for today on Apple. Thanks for listening. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, checking back in on Amazon. It's rare that an analysis goes almost to the point perfect, but this is one of those cases where it really did. And if you didn't watch yesterday's video, go back and watch that. It's available at chartguys.com under market videos, where I talk about the situation that has developed with Amazon and what the likely scenario was for today. And it almost went to the dollar perfect. And we'll do a little bit of analysis on exactly how we could have recognized it, and it's really going to be more of a follow-up video, and I'll do a little bit of a discussion on the likelihood and some levels for tomorrow. But let's go look at the hourly time frame first, because this we talked about a lot yesterday, and we were looking at this as a possible area of reversal, and we said, you know, it's a nice rounded top. It's not necessarily a flag, but it's not a big a sign of concern, or no red flags here, because we're holding this key level and we are going to maintain it. And we see that happening over in the after hours, and we see another rise up, quick flush of volatility here. I don't put a lot of weight on those pre-market big dips and big drops. Sometimes they act as nice 5-minute supports later. Maybe it will again. Let's go ahead and move our lines here so that we can recognize that if it shows up in our later analysis. But ultimately, what happens is we're setting higher highs, and we continue to set higher highs and higher lows on the hourly time frame. We looked for resistance at 2033.19. That is a historical level of resistance. And we see that on the candlestick bodies, we actually hold those levels. So our closing price here on this guy, 203.3328, so 3 pennies over, and our opening, which is probably just a few moments later, based on how close those are. Our opening price, 2033.30. So respecting the trend line resistance, so respecting the historical resistance, not a trend line. The key is this is going to be a major obstacle for us. We saw that act as an obstacle historically. We were suspecting that it was going to act as an obstacle before. So if we were prepared for that situation and we knew that this was a likely outcome, we could have made some good trades based off of that eventuality. So on the 5-minute time frame, how could we have recognized it, and what was the price action? Here we are, opening up in the morning, quick drop to 2020 even psychological level, quick flush. The first level to break on that big range was to the upside. We come up. Bulls definitely wanted to break through, or at least try to get to that 2033.19 level. We come up, hit 2035, pull back. We set a new higher low on the 5-minute time frame, and this is where we start to get in trouble. Bulls answer back. They come up 2033.48. These numbers are really throwing me today. 2033.48, and the problem here is we don't get a new higher high. In fact, we don't even get an EQ. We break down to 2025.25. So we're setting lower highs and lower lows on the 5-minute time frame. Bulls try again. A new lower high. A second lower high. 1 penny away. So a double top when we're already in a 5-minute downtrend. Hourly, daily, 4-hour RSIs are all through the roof. We're getting all of these signals for reversal. And finally, something just breaks and we say, all right, this is not happening today. And we start to dump. As soon as we break 25.25, it's just game over. We come all the way down, break right through that low of the day. So low of pre-market did not act as resistance. A little bit of a bear flag, a little bit of a bounce off 2004, and we're still currently heading down, 5-minute downtrend intact. So to reiterate, what were we looking for a potential short on this? We were looking for a resistance at 2033.19. We were basing that fact that we had hourly, daily, 4-hour RSI. We're all very, very overbought. Then we get into a position where we set a new high, we set a 5-minute downtrend, we set a double top on the 5-minute underneath our major resistance. Finally, we knock out our lowest low on the 5-minute, 2025.25, and then it's game over. So what happens tomorrow? Let's take a look at the hourly time frame, see if we can find some support levels. Currently in a little bit of an extended bear flag, if you are counting this after hours action. Should we lose that level and see continuation of this bear flag, 181.90 is going to be a support level, and then nothing till all the way down here at 1938.44. And that is what happens when you move too quickly on your chart. Let's see if this loads for us. Well, that's it. I don't know what happened to my trading view, but those are your levels. Keep an eye on 1981.90, 1938.44, and if by somehow the bulls manage to get things back in order, look for the resistance of that double top on the 5-minute that we had on the 5-minute chart. And then the high of day is going to be very important. Looks like chart's back, but I think we're done the video. Thanks guys for watching. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Really appreciate it.